Oh.
And here we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I still have a toothache, but I'm here tonight for my Saturday night shenanigans. And tonight, my co-host is Tayler, and Chance is there in the background, and he'll hop on. Don't worry, guys. We're not going to let Chance get away with it. But Tayler and I are going to handle things like women do, and we are going to start off our recap. So thank you so much, Tayler, for joining me, and everybody, welcome Tayler.
Hi, everyone.
So thank you so much. And we have Mason.
Yes.
Did we want to say hi to Mason? Hello there, baby. Isn't he adorable? Don't we just want to squeeze those cheeks and put him in our pocket, everyone?
What's up, buddy?
So everyone say hello to baby Mason. As I get myself set up here, because of course.
Mason.
There we go. Hi, Mason. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz.
Hi.
Saturday night shenanigans from Mommy and Daddy and Mary.
Like that boogie?
Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. I dropped my notes.
What are you doing?
Back. Mason.
Right, because I'm trying to set this up on the
So I'm co-hosting with Mason, everybody. Hi, Mason. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz.
Oh, I just put it on the TV and muted it, and he looked so cute with his big old head.
Sit back in that seat.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So, Tayler, this season so far has been very intense for you.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get into you guys last. Even though they started this episode off with you guys, we're going to get to you guys last. We're going to let people get into the room. And, Chance is back there in the background doing stuff. So we're going to let him settle in because, a lot of people have questions and feelings for Chance, especially with this episode. Lots of feelings for Chance. But we're going to start recapping this episode. And I know you said you watched it twice. So I wanted to ask you, if you were going to give this episode a letter grade, like an A, a B, or a C, what grade would you give it?
That's hard. I would give it like a B.
I would give it personally like a B plus, because there was a lot of comedy, I think, in this. Like we're going to get into it, but there was a lot of comedy. There was a lot of one-liners that came out of this episode that personally made me laugh. And I think it was a really meaty, good episode. But
yeah,
we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Okay. Derek and Monique. So in this episode, Derek is going to Chicago. He's going to Chicago because he's going to propose to Monique. But the PO almost put a wrench into it. Okay. And in my opinion, I think the MVP of the episode, okay, the co-MVPs were Big Ma, because she's so, I love her. What do you think of Big Ma?
No, she was great. I thought she was really great.
I mean, she packed him a snack and gave him $500 to go on the trip.
Yep. And she seems very welcoming to Monique. Like, I don't know, very accepting, which is great.
Yes. I'm still pissed off at the fact that Monique wanted to hide cameras in her house, though.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes.
Okay, so what's your opinion, Tayler, about this whole Derek and Monique situation? What do you think about Monique wanting to hide the cameras, then Derek cheating, the 10 women, the 4 phones, the whole situation? What's your opinion on Derek and Monique?
So my opinion for like the whole camera thing is, I think we're all just a little bit crazy. If Chance cheated on me with 10 women and everything, I would hide cameras too. I'm just
I
saying.
hope you wouldn't take him back if he cheated on you with 10 women, Taylor.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I mean,
You're
come on.
definitely right. That
I mean,
Can I get away with?
none.
Oh, okay.
That's not.
thank you. None. I mean, 10 women, 4 phones. I mean, she left Ohio and within 30 days, and he admitted it on national television. 10 women.
Yeah, it's sad. Especially since like she was waiting for him and like held him down, and it's sad.
Yes. So he's going to Chicago and he's going to propose. Okay. What do you think about this?
I mean, it's kind of interesting to me that he would want to propose to her if he's cheating on her. I don't know.
you.
Maybe he wants to consider like
It-
settling down, but I
thank
think he
you.
needs to do that before he gets engaged to her. I don't know.
Why
Well,
are you proposing, Derek, if you're still out there sowing your oats? Because to me, that's what it seems like, right? Taylor,
Yeah.
he's like sowing his oats. Like, even though he made love Monique and he says he loves her, but his actions say otherwise, right? He's
Yeah, and I do kind of feel like by watching it and like I feel like they do love each other, and I feel like maybe they have a relationship that works for them, even if it doesn't work for everybody else.
right. But the silver lining out of all of this is Big Ma. We all love Big Ma. We want her to be our grandmother.
Yeah.
Okay, because personally, I want her to be my grandmother. And the
Yeah.
the PO had me laughing. The PO was like, Derek, don't lie to me. You're not my only parolee. Don't give me no shit. Okay, you waited until the last minute to send me the documentation, and now I'm not letting you travel. And then she called back, and
Right.
he's
And
on
I
his way
kind
to
of feel
Chicago.
I kind of feel like the way that it's going, it kind of seems like he's gonna go there and he's not gonna answer the phone, and there's
Yes.
gonna be like something going on with that.
Of course, it's going to be like a dun 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 drama moment. Of course,
Right.
Of course. So we shall see what happens. But the uncle in the car, very interesting. The uncle in the car is kind of good looking. I give it to him. He kind of reminds me of like Master P from like Public Enemy back in the day, like the old school rap group. With
This
the
is gonna be
thick
bad,
teeth.
but I don't remember what he looked like.
Oh my goodness, he was like with this thick old school chain, and oh my god. So the uncle, I was feeling the uncle. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, they didn't show much. It was just Derek trying to get to Chicago, and Derek is getting to Chicago. So we'll see what happens.
I know. I was kind of wondering, like, if they would have said no and kept it at no, would he still have gone?
I know, right?
Like I was
Derek
kinda
breaks his
the vibe, like,
parole. He doesn't care. He'll break his parole to go to Chicago.
yeah, and Monique would probably go get him and drag his ass there.
I know. Oh my goodness. So, and another couple that if you blinked, you missed them this week. Brittany and Marcelino, right? They were so quick. It's like you blinked, you missed them.
Yeah, theirs was pretty short.
Right.
But I feel like there was a lot of meaning behind it.
It was very emotional. It was very emotional. Brittany wants Marcelino to understand that she feels neglected. And just because he's there in Florida physically doesn't mean anything. Like, he needs to be there emotionally. He needs to show her that he really wants to be there. Yes, your body is here, but you're not here. And that's what Brittany is trying to get across to him. So what do you think?
I kind of feel like we've all been there. We've all been at that moment where like we just want the attention. You know what I mean? We want.
Do you hear that, Chance?
Yeah. Do you hear that?
Do you hear that, Chance?
I just watched. I had to go wash my hands. I'm getting ready to be here though.
Just saying.
I was just talking about how
with Brittany, we're talking about Brittany, and make sure you have a shirt on, please.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that. I've been
Make
seeing
sure
all
you
of
have a shirt on, please.
What about pants? Do I have to wear pants?
Pants and a shirt.
All right.
Thank you.
That's fine.
He's a mess.
Clothing is required on my channel. Mary has taken over the channel. This is only
okay.
Mary
I was gonna say, since when did that ever matter?
because it's my channel now.
All right. Like, I would prefer to wear clothing anyway.
Yes. Clothing is required on Mary's channel.
I like wearing clothes.
Yes. Okay, so we were saying that Brittany feels neglected. And Brittany feels like, you know, your body is here, Marcelino.
It's on top, I think. Jesus.
Okay,
Sorry.
and no,
Can't
don't
say
worry.
anything about me.
Of course, because he's a man. My husband's the same way. And you were saying that we've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all felt that. We've all wanted to feel more important, you know? Life just gets so busy sometimes that relationships, sometimes the people in them kind of get pushed to the side.
Right.
And it happens.
I understand when Marcelino was saying that he bottles things up inside because he, you know, witnessed his mother and his stepfather fight, and his mother was a screamer. So he probably heard a lot of fights and his mother screaming and yelling and carrying on. So
Yep.
he in turn went the opposite, and he bottled things up and avoids fights and avoids letting things out. Okay, that I
Yep.
get.
And he probably feels like if he does like try to open up or communicate, it might open the door for yelling, you know? So he just
Exactly.
kind of,
Exactly. And he avoids that at all costs because he doesn't want to be his mom and his stepdad.
yep.
Right. I see that.
I get it.
Right. Now, what do you think about Brittany saying, I sacrificed my body to give you these children, and now I feel like you're just pushing me to the side?
I mean, I get that too. I do. I feel like that their section is very relatable. I feel like, especially whenever you have kids and your body does change, and you kind of, I don't know, it is kind of like you sacrificed and you're doing a lot carrying a kid.
Right. Exactly. Yes. And then the way that he's treating her and just kind of like making her feel dispensable. That's the word I'm looking for. He's making her feel dispensable, that she's replaceable, you know, and it's fucked up. It is. It's fucked up, you know?
Yes.
I mean, it's obvious, you know, he's obviously has to be doing something. And I know a lot of people say that this storyline is scripted and Brittany and Marcelino scripted. Yes, the storyline may be scripted, but this emotion coming out of them, they look miserable. To me, Brittany looks miserable. Her son, Giovanni, looks miserable. I'm sorry, it's written all over his face. Okay, Marcelino last week at that scene sitting at the bar. I mean, the storyline may be scripted, like the scenes that we're watching may be scripted to an extent. This is my opinion, but the emotion played out in these scenes are real.
Right. I agree.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know?
No,
Look, because I see everywhere, oh, this is so scripted, I'm sick of them. You know, it may be scripted to a certain extent, but the emotion coming out is real. Is real.
I agree.
You know,
and I mean, they've been together for a long time too. So relationships kind of hit dry spots, you know.
Well, can I interject?
Yes, you can interject whenever you want.
You have to put yourself, like, I can relate with Brittany coming out of prison, you know, but really you have to put yourself in Marcelino's shoes too. I mean, he's out of his box, going to a new environment. Now his mom lives in Florida though. I didn't know that. Yes. I mean, so it almost makes me wonder, like, was it her choice to move to Florida or was it his? You know, does Brittany have family in Florida? I don't know. I mean,
she wanted to move to Florida to get away from a toxic situation in Nevada because he was cheating. Because he was emotionally and you know, doing all this stuff that wasn't healthy to their relationship. So she wanted to get out of a toxic environment in Nevada and start over in Florida.
Right, I get that. I bet she won't suggest having a threesome anymore.
No, and she
I
totally
mean, you open that
regrets.
door.
Yeah, she opened that door. And like we say, I bet you Brittany has to live with that knowledge every day that she opened that door. But
Yeah,
Brittany's
but
thing
so
is
there
with
ain't no point in burning
Marcelino.
bread. There ain't no point in burning bread on it. I mean, you know, people, they try to experiment to make things more exciting, and sometimes it starts a larger fire than you can handle. And I mean, I've been there, you know, and I already know a threesome, swingers clubs, all that is just, unless you're, I don't know, some people, I have friends that do that. And I don't know how they do it. They've been together for 20 and 30 years, a couple different couples, or a few different couples, but what? Oh, he was gonna interject. So I don't know how they do it, but I never could, because it just, I don't know. I don't like to share.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely greedy too. That would never be a thing.
Taylor's like, hell's no.
No, definitely not.
Hey, does my haircut make me look like Chicken
I don't know what your haircut makes you look like.
Little?
That's
Anyway, you know, and then
we'll talk about the haircut later.
I know you guys already spoke about oh, never mind. I didn't really catch everything. I was in there working, so never mind.
Okay.
Okay, I'm like, what? What do you want to talk about, Chance? If we talked about it already, we can go back.
I don't really know what you spoke about already.
We already talked about Derek and Monique, and now we're up to Brittany and Marcelino. Do you have anything
Oh,
you want
okay.
to say about Derek and Monique?
Well, you know, I mean, look, I come from Florida, and I mean, I've seen a few things, and I mean, you know what? There's love out there for everybody, and everybody's not perfect. You can't take a guy out of a cage where he's been like, okay, myself, for example, you know, I was in prison for almost a decade, and I get out into a big situation, and then I made that situation even bigger, getting credit cards. Fix your deal there, honey. You're wandering off.
No,
And
I was pointing it to me.
oh, well, he's in it. So at any rate, if you hold it sideways, you get the views wider. Remember that?
But then it might make us upside down.
No, it doesn't. So you can hold it any which way, it won't be upside down. At any rate, you know, coming out, I can relate. You know, I wanted to. I think she lost herself.
No, I got you. They're here. Oh, did I lose you guys? I think I might have lost them for a moment. They're frozen on my screen. I'm not quite sure what is happening. Okay. I think Tayler and Chance might be frozen for a moment, but I will get them back. So basically, I know a lot of people believe that Brittany and Marcelino are scripted, but I believe the emotion coming out of them is very, very real. And I'm sure Tayler and Chance will be back momentarily. So, Brittany and Marcelino, it was a blink and you missed them moment, and Tayler and Chance are back. I don't hear you yet. Wait. One moment, please. We're having technical difficulties. There we go. Hi.
Suggestion of turning. You know, I'm just not technical.
Don't worry. It's fine. As long as I have you guys, it is fine.
But at any rate, back to what I was saying, you know, coming out of prison or incarceration, you know, you miss out on life.
Right.
And when I got out, I felt like I was so far behind. And I'm pretty sure when Derek got out, you know, I'm sure he loves Monique. You know, I mean, why else go through all of that to be with her? Okay. And she obviously cares about him. I don't know what else they got going on, but all I do know is I can relate, you know. I mean, people make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. God, no.
Do you think Derek is going through like a sowing his wild oats period right now?
How old is Derek?
I don't know.
He's like 30, 35, I think.
Well,
No,
see, I don't
30.
know.
I don't know.
I don't really know everybody's history and background. I don't know how long
Right.
you
But I mean,
you
just
know, like
based on the fact, no, I think Derek is 29 or 30. Guys, does anybody know how old Derek is? Somebody help me in the chat. But Chance, just based on the fact that he served his time and coming out, and all these women are out there, and he loves Monique. Monique has been there for him. Monique, you know, was there for him. Oh, Mason.
He said, "Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5." This is my little weight. This is my workout tool right here.
Okay.
So do you think that he's just sowing his wild oats just for the fact that he was in jail for all that time, and now he comes out?
I do believe that he could have some. I do believe that he could have some curiosities, you know,
Right,
some
right.
unexplored avenues that he just wants to. Okay. You know, that he wants to, you know, sample per se. You know, but then again, some people, like I said, like I've got friends that, you know, have relationships and they're both swingers, you know, or they do threesomes and he'll bring a buddy home or she'll bring a girl home, you know, and they just do that. You know, some people can do that. I don't know if Derek and Monique are like that. You know, that's their personal business. But as far as we're exposed to anyway, who knows? Maybe they'll cross that bridge. But yeah, possibly just some wild oats. I mean, and then
Maybe we might all be shocked and he might like stop cheating on her after they're engaged.
maybe, I mean, did you hear Taylor? Maybe he'll stop cheating after they're engaged.
I don't know, Taylor, because if he's cheating now, I don't think just putting a ring on her finger is going to change anything.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but we might be surprised. I don't know.
It just depends on what his preferences are, you know, like what does he want out of life? What's he ready for? And, you know, like me, I used to really enjoy getting high. You know, I don't get high.
Right.
I'll drink a little bit. I have carpal tunnel and I've got a bunch of excuses I could throw out there. If I wanted to get high, you know, I broke my neck, my back. I've got a scar that goes from my elbow all the way up, like into my, you know, I'm just saying though, I mean, we all have these excuses and reasons to do what we want to do. You know, I don't know. Anyway, moving on from Derek and Monique. I'm sorry, I looked like it froze on me. At
No,
any
I'm
rate,
here.
so
I mean, Brittany
I
and
don't know a whole lot about.
Marcelino. Brittany opened up that door. So now Brittany is dealing with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a lot of admiration for Brittany and Marcelino. You know, she got out, did the right thing, you know, for a long time. And as far as I know, she's still doing the right thing. And Marcelino, look, nobody's perfect. The dude's proven, tried, tested, and approved. You know, he's a war vet practically. I mean, so at any rate, just, you know, it was a mess up. And they tried something exciting, and I'm sure it was. And then after that, what next? Because it was on his side of the field.
Right.
You know, if it would have been him and another guy with Brittany, that would have been a whole different story.
Exactly.
We'd be having a different conversation right now, maybe. So at any rate, you know, you just got to give these guys a chance. You can't make this shit up. You know, it happened. It is what it is. Everybody in the world has a relationship very similar to ours. And I say ours as a whole, all the cast, except for they didn't go out and rob a bank or sell drugs or, you know, do drugs or whatever the case may be. Everybody has these ups
But
and
the
downs.
thing that struck me about Brittany the most when she was trying to express to Marcelino her hurt, when she said, I sacrificed my body to give you these children. And I feel like once I gave you these children, it's like the love just went away and you just shoved me to the side.
Right. You know, that really touched me. When I heard her say that, I kind of felt the pain, you know,
Right.
because I could imagine.
Because it's like she felt like she was just a vessel to give him kids. And now I gave you kids and I don't matter.
Yep. And that's where my heart went out for Tayler because, you know, she has been sacrificing for the kids and, you know, and just like Brittany has been sacrificing for her kids. And so I can understand the situation and look at it, but the
So
pain that I
now,
felt in her voice
do you
touched me, and I was like,
understand? Because I'm a little upset with you about your attitude towards labor.
well, I didn't, it was misconstrued. I
Okay.
didn't mean it like that.
Okay, let's
I
clear
went
it
through
up. How was it misconstrued? You have the floor. Talk to me because I really wanted to snatch you to my TV. I'm not going to sit here and cuckoo you like we say in New York. I'm not going to cuckoo you. I
Right.
wanted to snatch you through the TV. Okay, so
Well-
let's how did it get misconstrued? Talk to me, Chance.
Okay, the only way I can like simulate the subject and like kind of break it down is like this. Okay, Tayler went on a job with me and we had to unload 57 bags of 80-pound concrete mix and move them downstairs into a basement and mix them with buckets and a drill. Okay.
Oh, so you're comparing labor to carrying 57 bags of 80.
Hold on.
Okay,
Don't-
I'm
don't cut
listening.
me
I'm
off yet.
listening.
Just
I'm
give me a
listening.
chance here. Give
Okay,
me a
I'm
shot to
listening.
get the words out
Mhm.
because I'm not experienced at this. And, you know, it takes me a minute to get it all out.
I'm
You
listening.
know, I'm not.
Uh-huh.
So at any rate, Tayler used to always say my job isn't that hard. You know, she would always make it like it's not a big deal until she had to do it. And guess what? The next day her legs hurt, her arms hurt. You know, she was blowing black boogers out of her nose for 5 days. And people don't realize, like, it's like I seen a comment, oh, Chance is sniffling, he's doing that coke. Man, I do concrete. Portland is in my blood. Portland dust. That's what they mix the chemical with in the concrete.
My
okay?
husband is a
For those who don't
construction
know.
worker. I know
For those
about
who don't know,
uh-huh.
the audience and all that.
Right. Mhm.
So
My husband blows
any
out
rate-
black boogers too. Yes, I know.
at any rate, after that, she said, I have a lot more respect for you and what you do.
Right.
Um,
I'm
because-
listening to his comparing labor to carrying 85-pound bags of concrete, Tayler. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
now I'm sure carrying 57, 80-pound bags of concrete is nothing compared to giving child.
No, it is not.
You know, honestly, during the whole situation, I was kind of freaking out and panicking. Okay, both of my children were C-sections. And it was just, okay, show up at this time. Boom, pow, it was over with. You know, and everything worked out great. Tayler, the epidural, she had to get twice. It wasn't working. I was trying to make light of the situation. I was trying to be a comedian the whole time. And really, I wasn't making nobody laugh, not even myself, but I was
You were
trying to
coming-
laugh at myself.
You were coming across as an asshole. Honestly,
well, hey.
you were coming across as an asshole. He was, Tayler. I'm
I'm
not
good at
gonna.
two things. It's like a quarter. One side's a dick, the other side's an asshole. You know? And in the asshole, when you flip it over. I don't
Okay,
wanna
so
curse on
do
the show.
you think? Do you
But that's
think
on the stick.
labor? Okay, Chance. Do you think labor is easy?
No,
Do you think
for the
labor
record,
is just a walk in the park? Do you think Tayler just spits out babies like nothing?
well, that machine works great. But for the record, no, I do not believe
Don't make me
Child
snatch you
birth
to the Zoom.
is easy.
Okay.
Although I have read several articles that say giving childbirth in water is a lot easier than laying
Yeah,
down.
But I didn't give childbirth in water.
Well, I mean, hey, you know, at any rate, oh God, my elbow's killing. I can't even hold this phone up.
Don't worry, guys. When we get to Chance and Taylor's segment,
Oh God, here we go.
we're gonna quiz him on other things. But I just want to quiz him on some past stuff right now. Because okay, so let's go on to Mike and Justine. So Justine is paying bills, and she realized that there's $12,000 missing from their bank account. Somebody
Yeah,
else
I
is
mean,
having financial
it's cool.
problems. It's good to know somebody else is having financial problems besides you,
That's
Taylor,
the thing,
right?
though. I spend my money. Now we're together, so and I tell Tayler because I want her to be at home. She's been at work for 6 years, you know, supporting kids. So she hasn't really had a chance to raise kids. And so I told
Right.
Tayler a year and a half ago, hey, look, I want you to chill with the girls, start
But
you know,
Taylor,
molding their character. She's taking care of the baby real quick. You
right,
know,
but
so
then
that's
we
what I
have
wanted
some
her to do. That was
Taylor.
my idea. So when I go to work and I get paid, that's her money too. because she can't be expected to do all this stuff at home for free. That's the way I look at it.
I know.
Yeah, that's just the way I look at it. So she's kind of an employee that I want to fire every day.
Did you just say that she's an employee that you want to fire every day?
Well, you might
wait
have to rewind
second.
that.
Wait. I need to light a joint for this.
Get your tech to rewind that and play it again for you. That way you can get the words right. Because I didn't say she was my employee. I said nobody can be expected to do all this work at home for free. I feel like when I get paid, it's our money, not just the money I work for, because she's at home working for it too. So in that case, just like I'm an employee, therefore she is an employee. You know, it's kind of like a straw man entity. You know,
an employee that you want to fire every day, you said.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what you said. Okay, so Tayler. So Justine discovers that there's $12,000 missing from the bank account, and she wants to slap the shit out of Mike. But she doesn't realize that Mike actually bought her an engagement ring. But my question to you and to everyone else, okay, is that if the engagement ring was $5,000 and there's $12,000 missing from the account, where's the other $7,000?
That's a good question.
I mean, that's a lot of money, you know.
Right? Is it just me, guys? Is it just me?
You know.
First of all, so now Tayler, okay, so she's pissed, and she's like, "Where's the money?" And what does he say? And this sounds like something Chance would say. I invested it in Bitcoin.
Dude, I should have thought of that.
Bitcoin, NFTs, all this shit. Okay, I mean, Tayler, if you were Justine, what would you do at that moment?
I feel like I would be annoyed the way that she was annoyed. You know what I mean? Like she had
you would be annoyed. You would fucking try to stab me. Shut up.
I probably would.
Oh my God. Look, I'm glad that she never watched. What was the name of that movie again? Everybody kept saying.
I don't remember.
Oh fuck, the movie where they burned the shit. Fatal Attraction. No, not Fatal Attraction. Oh God, don't watch that one. Anyways, when Tayler burnt my shit, I'm glad she never seen that movie.
I love when Tayler burned your shit. Honestly, I kind of wish she would have gave you a little push in the fire too.
Oh God, she threw my fucking phone in the fire.
Good for you.
That
but we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. Please, there's no cooing over here for you. Okay, but we're talking about Justine and Mike right now. Okay, so Mike is like, I decided to invest in Bitcoin. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the proof.
Right. So Justine is like, I wish you would have told me because it makes me feel left out. I quit my job. Right. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Tayler, are you feeling this? Are you feeling this? And you're spending money on things and you're not telling me.
I take them out every weekend. We're not
talking about taking the kids out. We're talking about taking money. Yes, but I'm not talking to you right now. I'm talking to Tayler.
Yeah,
Stop interrupting me.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
Okay.
I can definitely relate to that. But in a little bit of a different way. I don't share my bank account with Chance. We might share money, but we don't share a bank account. So I mean, if I had 12,000, which you know what I mean,
right?
I had that. And it disappeared, I'd be a little bit mad too.
Yeah, I felt like she handled that entirely way too calmly. Like, oh, you just totaled my brand new truck, Tayler? Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Are the rims and tires still good?
Thank you, Capricorn 11, for the super chats. So, Tayler. Okay. Justine is annoyed as fuck. But what do you think? There was a lot. This is why I give this episode a grade of a B+, because there was a lot of lines in here that kind of stood out at me. First of all, she said to Mike, what do you think? You live on a world of population of 1, which cracked me up. Okay. Yeah. And then she said, I feel like I'm looking in the window of my life. Like you're making all of these decisions and I'm just kind of looking in the window. What did you think of that? Like being a stay-at-home mom and just having somebody else talking to Tayler, not you, talking to Tayler. What do you think about that? Then you can go and
Yeah.
come back when it's your turn.
It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Carry on.
But I definitely relate because I feel like that a lot too. And I liked, I don't know, I like that. I like that she like worded it so perfectly. I don't know how long she thought of that or like if she had that planned out. I don't know, but I liked it.
Right. I mean, I like the way that she worded it. I like how she expressed herself. And meanwhile, Mike is sitting there like, I have an engagement ring for you and I'm trying to surprise you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it would be really hard to just be like, okay, we're fighting for no reason because surprise, you know what I mean?
Right. I know.
So it's a rough spot for him to be in because he doesn't want to ruin the engagement, you know? But
she doesn't know about the ring yet?
no.
No. That's why they were fighting. Hello.
Right. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's maybe why she took it so easily. You know what I mean? Like so calmly about.
No, because she.
Okay.
I'm talking to Tayler. Okay, so they get to Vegas and Mocha. What do we think about Mocha, Tayler? What do you think about this guy, Mocha? I think Mocha needs to drink a decaf and calm the fuck down because he's annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah, and I feel like he would have noticed that she was pregnant if he didn't just like not acknowledge her being there.
Yes.
How do you not notice that she's pregnant? I mean, if you would have been paying attention, you would have noticed.
He actually rolled his eyes at her. Did you see that? He like barely said hello to her. He's like rolling his eyes. He's acting like he's Mike's mistress or something. I swear.
Can I interject something for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have actually a handful of friends that told me I should get my life together before I get into a relationship or before I even, join a relationship. It ain't like I had to come to Taylor's. And I've said that before, but I didn't mean it in the way other people took it. I wanted to come here because I want to be with her and she wanted me to come here.
Right.
I told Taylor several times, look, but that's probably what Mocha was basically feeling for his friend. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you should have got your life together, get on your feet. Now you're in a family, this and that. I mean, all these things come tumbling down in a situation like that. I don't blame the guy for trying to, but at the same time, you have to respect, like my friends did. They respected my decision. I'm a man.
Right, because don't you think he was really rude the way he was coming across? Chance, at least he was rude with his delivery. The delivery was very rude, right, guys?
Yes.
I agree, but I feel like there's more behind that. You don't just come off at somebody the first time like that. There's something else there that we don't know.
It wasn't the first time. I mean, he's been rude to Justine from the beginning.
Why though? There's something else there.
I feel like it's because Mocha wants to use him to get to where he wants to be.
Thank you.
And if Justine is in his way, he's got a problem with it.
Use him for what?
Money. For his business, for his music career.
What, can Mocha sing?
No, he's a producer.
He's the producer.
Oh, so he feels like she's in the way.
Yes.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Mocha is Mike's producer. Mocha wants Mike to be.
So much,
Mocha wants Mike to be in the studio until 3-4 o'clock in the morning. One night, Mike needs to be home with the baby.
Right.
And why would you need to be there at 3 a.m? Why can't you do it during the day?
Right. But it's the rap lifestyle, Taylor. You got to hang out in the studio, and Mocha's all about that lifestyle,
Man, I got friends down south that write music and they carry that dictator with them. And as soon as they get a line, it doesn't matter where they're at. They could be in the middle of Walmart, spit that line out and record it. And then, it's just, you got to go when the calling says. I mean, and Mocha's right on that point, but you have to choose your career at that position. You want this or that, or she has to choose to do it with him, and agree to him to go.
Mocha also has to respect his family. Mocha acts like there's not married rappers out there. Please.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's got a life.
Not one of my friends ever disrespected Taylor. You know what I mean?
There's not, come on, like, Like you never heard of a married rapper?
Right.
Mocha's acting like there's not one married rapper out there. Please.
Because I know rappers with
Mocha,
5 wives.
thank you. Mocha, you need to drink a decaf or something because I think you are infatuated with Mike.
Drink a
It's
mochaccino.
borderlining on obsession. I don't know. It's crazy. And that's it.
I try to have a panoramic view, though. You know, I don't want to take one side or the other unless it's blatantly wrong. But you have to look at it like, hey, he's trying to help his friend and his own career, because if Michael succeeds, then Mocha succeeds.
Of course.
You know, if he makes money, he makes money.
Of course.
But if they make money, she makes money.
Right, but don't disrespect the wife.
Right.
Yeah, and no matter what Mocha says, it's too late for all of that. He's in a committed relationship. They're having a baby. Like, he just needs to understand that she's not going to disappear. She's there.
Exactly.
Well, that's not something they have to make work, though. You have to let it work. And if it don't work on its own, it'll never work.
Maybe just,
I mean,
you
but
know?
Chance, what makes being a married rapper different than being a married lawyer or a married doctor or
you're absolutely right.
Or a married construction worker?
Yeah,
you go to work,
you
take off your, like, what is,
night.
You know, like, come on. A married DJ.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? Okay, a married DJ. What's the difference? What's the
There
difference?
has to be more behind it. That first meeting did not brush off right between them, I guess. There has to be more there. There was the fight maybe before Mike got out. And you know, so there has to be something we don't know about.
I think he's just salty.
Nobody's like that for no reason.
Yeah, they are.
No. You do something, you cut somebody off in traffic, you offended them in some way you don't know about. And
I'm telling you, I believe it's just he wants Mike to himself. So he can have Mike produce, make music. I want you in the studio all hours producing, but he has a pregnant wife at home.
What is Mike the only client he has?
I think he might be, honestly. I think he might be. Bless you, there,
maybe
Mason.
They're both trying to get somewhere together. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know,
being available for groupies. That's right, April. Being available for groupies, hanging out in the studio, you know, like, but he needs to be home with his wife. And Mocha doesn't like this. And Mocha's like, you ruined the plan, dude.
Well, Mocha's just going to have to get over it.
Well, the bottom line is this: at the end of the day, if she's not working and that's the only source of income they have to find a line of, you know, where they can work it out and help it work. If that's what they choose to do, you know, because if you choose to do that for your career and then I'm just going to stay home and do this, then you have to figure out some way to make money. And if it's investing in Bitcoin, let me tell you something. I'm not tech savvy, right? So I have my GPS on bike. I couldn't figure out why my job's 2 fucking hours away. And then I had my my Cash App was taking money and buying Bitcoin with it. Okay. It wasn't a lot of money. It was only like $5 or $10. You know, by the time I noticed it, I was like, man, what the hell? I just had, you know, $11.50 on there, and I don't want to use 3 credit cards to buy a soda. So I had to use my Cash App card, and it didn't have it. I was like, where'd all that money go? So I looked, and it was buying Bitcoin. Every time I broke $1, that change would buy Bitcoin. But guess what? I sold the Bitcoin back, and it gave me twice my amount of money back. And I was like, holy shit. But I never done it again since then.
That was a good, that Bitcoin investment was a good investment at the time, but you never know with investments. And moving on to investments, Amber is going to invest, hopefully, in a restaurant. And what do we think about that, right?
That is a great idea. You know,
I think that's awesome.
A restaurant has so much overhead, though. So much. I've always wanted to do something like that. I mean, I'm a cook.
Her friend Ruben
are
looking to open a Mexican restaurant. Okay, her friend Ruben has the space, so he's like, "Come on over, check this out. You know, I have this space, but Amber needs to come up with $50K."
Oh yeah, that ain't cheap.
So
I mean, I feel like
Grills,
she's
freezers,
gonna come up with it. You know what I mean? I feel like she's gonna work her ass off, and she's gonna come up with it no matter what. She'll find a way.
Well, if she's buying the establishment with the $50K, is that what it is?
She's gonna be she'll be a partner in the business. Yes, with the $50K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she'll be a partner in the business. So we have, and I love how they did this segment. We have how they show Amber trying to boss up and possibly invest in a restaurant. And then they show Puppy moving in with Queen. Okay, so Puppy is moving out of Eric's house and she's moving in with Queen. And Queen is like, bitch, first of all, you're going to get a job and pay rent while you're here. Second of all, you're not going to talk about Eric. I don't want to hear the name Eric.
None of that bullshit. No
Eric is not
drama.
coming near here. I will body slam him through the window. I can picture Queen just like throwing him out of a window when she shows up. Queen is the friend that we all want. I had her on our channel last season. I love her. She's like the best friend everybody needs. And tell me what you think about Puppy, Tayler. What's your assessment of Puppy and Eric and that car ride last episode when they were arguing?
Oh God!
And he flinched at her. What do you think of all that?
Okay.
Tell me your assessment first, and then Chance, you can talk.
I didn't see that part. I don't know if I like got up and went somewhere, but I didn't see that. And I feel like if he flinched at her, like it was a full-on flinch, like he was gonna
like he was gonna hit her, and then he remembered the cameras were in the car.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say. Is if he flinched and it like literally looked like he was gonna do something, the cameras, like, I don't know, he probably got reminded that there was a camera there and that he was going to get charged. You know what I mean?
Right. What do you think of Puppy and this whole situation with Eric and just Puppy in general? Hi, Mason.
I feel like if he's abusive and hitting her and stuff, like, I'm happy that she got away from him, you know? But I've been in abusive relationships before. And I know that it's hard and you want to see the good in somebody, even if there is no good, you want to see that. So I can see why she's kind of like scared, I guess, to actually fully move on and leave him.
Right, because even Queen said that she wouldn't have left if she didn't find out she was the side chick. The only reason why she left is because she found out that Eric slept with Heather, the ex-wife. So even Queen called her out, and Queen was like, you would still be there if you didn't find out you were the side chick.
Right.
You know?
Yep. Sorry, I'm trying to get this.
Yeah, we should use my device.
He done messed this
All
up.
I did was turn it sideways. I don't know.
Oh, it's okay. You guys are sideways.
Mine rotated. You can turn it all the way around, throw it up in the air, and catch it, and it's still.
Now I just lost you guys all together.
She's got her hand over it. She flipped
okay.
it.
I'm trying to fix it.
Hold on.
Don't. No, look,
right here. I got it, girl. Let me show you how to work
There
this.
you go. You guys are straight.
So many problems over here. I'm
Bam.
so sorry.
There you go.
Look,
Kind of,
I
sort
got
of.
you.
There you go. There you go.
What are you doing down there?
You just like yeah. So I mean, I love Puppy, but I really wish she would just get some self-esteem, get away from Eric. I know it's a tough situation, but I mean, it's good to see that she still had some backbone in her during that car scene, because she drew Eric out of the car. They were arguing. He flinched and she drew him out of the car. I mean, she was like.
And with them filming, she probably, I'm not saying anything negative about her at all. But being that she was filming and she had like other people around, if he is hitting her or was hitting her, then it probably gave her that confidence that she needed to be able to get him out of the car. You know what I mean? And she probably felt safer because like there's security and the producers and everything else. So it probably helped.
Right.
I don't know if there's, I mean, can I say something?
I just want to ask Tayler one more question about Amber. What do you think about Amber's friendship with Puppy?
I don't know.
I mean, I think Amber at some points is kind of like with her, but she will always be there for her no matter what. You know what I mean?
agree. Yeah.
You know, like I think sometimes she just wants to take her and like shake the shit out of her, but she will
I think
always
we
be
all
there
have
for
a
her.
friend who want to do that too.
Right. Right. Okay, Chance, what do you think about this whole situation? Talk to me.
Okay. I haven't watched a lot like of the episodes until just recently. I've been able to spend a little bit of time
Right.
when it started. So I don't know a whole lot. I do have a lot of respect for Puppy. I've seen some of their episodes. I mean, to get out, Puppy and Amber both,
Right.
to get out, to, get on the straight and legal, and then I haven't seen any evidence of abuse. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if they've had any domestic violence calls or anything like that. I mean, it ain't like
Chance,
he's just
did
gonna
you
hit her one day
see?
out of nowhere.
Okay,
It
did you?
sparked somewhere.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but did you watch that scene when that driving
did.
scene I referred to last week? Eric full on flinched at her like he was going to hit her. And
But she didn't jump.
Puppy even turned around and said, "Go ahead, do it."
Oh, yeah, but she didn't flinch. It's somebody that's been beat. Look, my Aunt Debbie was beat for years, and he would go to jail.
Chance, have you been beat for years?
No.
Have you ever been in a domestic violence relationship? So respectfully,
Actually, I'm in one right now. She beats the shit out of me sometimes.
Okay, I'm sure she does. Then respectfully,
She will punch me.
Honestly, unless you've been beat for years, then you do not know how a domestic violence victim would act.
They just get used to getting hit.
You have no idea.
You're right.
I
have no idea. Because I don't,
so honestly,
I'm not trying to hold on a minute now, because don't misconstrue what I'm trying to say.
I'm not trying to misconstrue anything. I'm just saying, you just said out of your own mouth, I'm not misconstruing anything.
She didn't flinch, and I joke with Tayler sometimes like that. I'll even ask the kids.
But just because she didn't flinch doesn't mean that her ass is not getting beat.
That's true. Okay. That's true. But at the same time, if she's getting beat, she got bruises on her back or something, on her legs? I mean, I ain't trying to paint dudes like that. Does she have
to strip in front of you to show you?
No,
it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter if she's getting beat physically. Look at her face. That woman is beaten down emotionally.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about right here.
Domestic violence doesn't have to be physical.
Domestic
violence doesn't have to be physical. Emotional, verbal, physical. It all covers under domestic violence. I'm sorry, in my book.
No, you're right about that.
There's no cuckooing over here.
And there's no debate here on that. The debate is, the topic is, he flinched at her, and would he have hit her? I don't know. I would hope not. She didn't act like he was going to hit her. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, so
he did flinch at her.
Doing this is not acting like you're going to hit somebody?
It's like pretending,
Okay, pretending. Okay.
Look, I ain't trying to
Moving on. So now we're moving on to Cam and Aris.
You can't look. You don't
Cam
have
and Aris, Taylor. Cam and Aris, because he's.
It's one-sided.
Cam and Aris. So Cam is calling his sister because he fucked up. Cam is calling. You're on my channel. You are on my channel, Chance. So you could go, or we could move on. Cam and Aris.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye. Adios. Adios. If you want to go, you can go.
Give me a minute. What the heck?
Taylor, you still here?
Yeah.
Okay. Cam and Aris. Cam and Aris. I'm discussing Cam and Aris.
Yeah, but I feel like you're hatching a beef with me for no reason.
I'm not hatching no beef with you.
You
We're
are,
moving on to Cam and Aris.
We are moving.
I am disagreeing with you, and I don't want to fight with you.
On your show, we're just having a discussion. This is a debate,
and I don't want to fight with you about the mess.
We're talking about it. You asked me how I felt. I was telling you, and you're mad about how I feel. Isn't that some shit?
Can we move on? Okay.
All right. Look, I apologize.
Cam and Aris. Cam and Aris.
Am I good now?
Cam and Aris.
I'll hold it. There, calm down. Smoke one. I need one.
Go ahead. You smoke one too. With your baby on the bed.
I'm trying to quit.
Okay, so he's calling his sister Steph. because he knows he fucked up last week when he went to the studio instead of looking for a job. And his sister tells him he better apologize. I love that. What did you think of that?
Yeah, he definitely needed to apologize. I love them. I think they're such a cute couple. Like, I don't know why. I think that they're cute. Yes. And then look, whenever she took her glasses off when they were talking about it in the kitchen, I was like, oh shit. She's gonna get him.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh dude.
In a minute, Sophia.
So Steph tells him that from Aris's point of view, that he fucked up because he should have been out there hitting the pavement looking for a traditional job. Like Cam, to him, his rapping is his career.
Right.
And that's all in good. But, you know, she needs a traditional job and a steady form of income. And we all understand that. And this is why we appreciate Chance, because he helps with a steady form of income.
Well, I wasn't until I got fired.
Right, until you got fired. But we're going to go into that once we get to you guys.
Certainly.
But he was helping with a traditional job when he got out of jail. And I give you props for that.
The covers more
right.
Like that.
Okay, we give him props.
Yeah, which
okay.
I mean, I'm definitely, I see where they're coming from. I know that like he's got dreams and I'm sure that those are going to happen for them. You know what I mean? Right. Like I'm sure that he's going to get to where he wants to be one day. But
I think so too.
Yeah. But I definitely see where they're talking about where he needs to just get something for now and push his way that way, you know, push his way to the way he wants to be.
Right, exactly. Because he feels like he's in a new state. He needs to make new connections. He wants to further his rap career. But meanwhile, his woman is like, no, I need you to get a real job.
Right. And I mean, him getting a real job, I mean, it might push him in the right direction where he wants to go with his career, because if he's somewhere working, he's going to be around more people and he might run into somebody that could be beneficial for them, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you never know. You never know the connections you can make.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you've seen, but I'm sure you did. Like there's a video that he did that's like, it went viral. It had so many shares.
I seen that video years ago, right? And I was like, and then when he got on the show and she showed me the video, I was like, oh, damn, I remember that. But look, Florida, if I could say this real quick, Florida is the best place to be either a bartender, a waiter, you know, or even a dockhand, because you're living on Tampa. And I used to live in Tampa. I live right there in Hillsborough County.
Oh, yeah, with the cruises and stuff coming in and out of there. For sure.
Detailing yacht. Bro, I mean, you can make bank. So all it takes is a little bit of ingenuity, pointed it in the right direction.
I know Cam has a job. I know Cam did get himself a real job. He did what he had to do.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, he just at the moment wanted to go out there and sow his wild oats, but not like Derek. He wanted to go and get into the studio, right? You know, that's his version of sowing his wild oats. Chance going into the studio, and that's okay.
I mean, hey, you know,
right? That's okay.
A long time ago.
So he went, he busted out, you know, a song, and at that moment, she was mad and she didn't want to hear the song. Okay.
There you go. Try that.
Chance.
Yeah.
But she listened to it, right? And she was like, I love it. And
yeah,
don't we love how supportive she is of him, even though she was pissed at him. Right. But once, you know, he apologized and he was like, I understand why you were mad and I apologize for frustrating you. She listened to the song.
When we open the door, we're done. Okay.
I loved that. I loved that. Like they could go from having a deep conversation, you know what I mean? Like intense, to her being supportive and being there for him.
Right.
Well, I'm pretty sure when he wasn't answering the phone, she had all the worst thoughts in her head. And then when she found out he was in the studio, it kind of, lowered that fire down.
Right.
Because it could have been a lot worse. But
I love how they communicated. She was like, share your location, answer your phone. He was like, yes, okay, I understand, and
I didn't like how he broke the decor. I don't like how he broke
but
that.
I brought up a point that I would rather him take his frustration out on a picture frame than on her. Like if you have a rage, the picture frame could be replaced.
Yeah.
That's Tayler all day.
Like, I do. I'm really bad. Like I've broken like 5 of his phones. Thank God for
I smash things too. I mean, I'm a smasher, so
yeah.
And she comes in like a lamb and goes out like a lion. I ain't gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
But I respect a lot of her, the way she feels. I mean, I do stop and take a look at it. When people make comments and they're realistic comments, I'll look at them and I'll pay attention, and then I'll look at myself and I'm like, well, damn, okay. Because I mean, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to, improve, and I'm doing it daily. It's not easy, especially a lot of people don't realize what it's like to get out of prison or jail after a long period of time, and you fall in love while you're in there, and you think it's going to be so easy when you get out. But then when you get out, look at Derek. He was sure of it, got out, and then he just wants to, sample around a little bit. And Monique seems to be cool with it, kind of. So, I mean, hey, look,
did you not see where he was like talking to somebody else?
I mean, I may have missed something, but I'm just saying, I mean, she probably knows about that. And Tayler, okay, well, I'll wait till you bring us up, because
we're almost to you. We're almost to you.
Oh, that's gonna cover the camera.
Okay, I just want to bring up, now you guys are upside down and you're gonna make me
Okay.
dizzy.
Oh,
I just want to
hold on.
bring up one more thing
Oh,
about Cam.
There we go.
Okay, I love his relationship with Lena Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, and I want to bring this to you, Chance, as a stepdad. Okay, Cam is so cute with her, hiding in the snack closet, doing cute little things like that. I love the stepdad dynamic.
Right.
I love that too. And like, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know. I love that, and I love that they showed that, and you can tell that he loves both of them very much,
Absolutely.
But it kind of makes me a little bit sad,
and I'm
in
jealous.
a way, because like we don't get cute moments like that aired. You know what I mean?
The best parts of my life aren't on social media.
Right. Right. Yes.
But it was very cute. It was a very cute moment.
Yes, it was an adorable moment. Okay, now we have Lindsay and Blaine. Lindsay is fucking mad as fuck at Blaine, and I really don't understand why. Like, I get it and I don't get it. Okay, like she's mad that he took this deal and how it's going to affect her. But I think, and we all know, I love Lindsay, and Lindsay's my girl, and everything. But I think she was a little over dramatic, packing a bag, throwing it in the car, flipping him off, and driving off. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that part was a little bit over dramatic. But I also see, like, I feel like her biggest problem with it is just the fact that he didn't talk to her about it. Right. And I relate to that because Chance does that to me a lot. We all see that, So I get where she's coming from. I mean, I would be a little bit more mad though if like he would have took time rather than house arrest.
Right.
At least he gets to be there. And they get to wake up with each other every morning, but
he was trying to explain to her that the ankle bracelet didn't mean that he was going to be stuck at home, not able to go anywhere, that there was, he could actually leave the house, just he had to be home at a certain time.
Well,
Like
can I
it was
interject something?
Mhm.
Because I mean, you know, and we're gonna play this devil's advocate role. It seems like it's like good cop, bad cop.
Go ahead.
So look, when Blaine did that, he put Lindsay in a very perilous situation. Okay,
And I understand. Yes.
once he became DOC property, she has to get permission for them to even live together. It doesn't matter if it's his sister, girlfriend, dad. Okay,
I understand.
And you can't
Yes.
just come home with a bracelet on and just go to bed. Because if her PO would have showed up and seen him there and seen that bracelet,
and that's why he should have. Communication is key in a relationship.
So I don't think she overreacted at all. Okay, and to withhold that type of information, I mean, come on, dude. I went out and blew $800. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you about that right now. I'll tell you later. You know, when I have another $800 to cover it. I mean, but that's serious shit right there. Well, I ain't doing it no more. I'm just saying. I mean, that was my rationale. I don't know. I don't understand why he would do that though. I mean, she already went to the lawyer with him, so she knew about it. Ain't like he hid the whole thing from her.
Exactly. So she knew that there was going to be a solution. Okay. So I think that I get what you're saying, Chance, that now he's property of the DOC. I get it. And this is a whole new different level for her. But also, her parole officer is aware that she's living with someone that has open charges. Wouldn't her parole officer also be aware that eventually these open charges are going to come to some sort of solution?
Yeah.
You're right. But at the same time, see, in Florida, they will say that. And the minute them charges are applied and you're there without permission, bam, they're going to handle you.
Right.
VOP, no bond, no bail. You're sitting there for 30, and she's got a lot on the line. Lindsay's getting her life together. You know, she's come from the bottom up and she's building her life. And I respect the hell out of that because I've been down some of the same old dusty roads. She's, you know, reestablishing a relationship with her daughter. And I mean, you cannot put somebody's life in jeopardy over something. So it's like, dude, go stay at your mama's house and get the shit and take care of or whatever until it gets approved or whatever. No, you know, I don't know a whole lot about it either. I mean, I feel
like he should have told her so that they could have talked to her PO about it. Her PO is okay with him like being there as of right now. He probably, or she or he, whatever the PO is, would have probably been okay with it if like they would have discussed it and told them ahead of time.
Well, she was already aware. The PO was already aware that there's somebody with open charges.
Okay,
you know, but it doesn't matter. It's like a pending charge. You're not charged until you are.
Be aware that he got put on house arrest. Like you have to tell them everything.
Yeah, you have to tell the PO that, and they weren't aware because it's an open charge until it's closed charge. That's when he got a house arrest.
But it got closed, and he didn't tell her about it.
Right.
There was no communication. The point is there was no communication, and in a relationship, you need communication. And Lindsay was pissed the fuck off. She drives off. And Blaine is going to his testimony. And now I have to say that Blaine, if you're listening, you made me fucking cry. I was sobbing. Oh man, my grandma, I've related. God, that whole testimony talking about his grandmother. Oh my God, Blaine, you stole my heart. And in real life, a couple of days ago, I don't know if you guys saw it on Instagram, Blaine got into a car accident.
Oh no,
with his son in the car. Okay? Yes, everybody's okay. The truck is smashed, but he's okay. His son is okay. So knowing that he got into that wreck and then watching him on TV, oh my God, I was fucking sobbing. Okay, so Blaine, you made me cry.
The wreck before the
No, the wreck was just a couple of days ago, Chance. It was just a couple of days ago. It was like on Thursday, I think. On Thursday, and then watching him on Friday, talking about his grandmother and hearing his testimony. Oh my God. So he shows up to the church with his dad. Miley shows up with, Lindsay's mom, and they're like, but where's Lindsay? Where's Lindsay? So he goes in, he starts giving his testimony. And then there's Lindsay peeping into the window of the church. Kind of reminding me of Deontay last season, peeping into the windows. Like, why is it for everybody peeping into windows?
That's
So
exactly what I was just thinking.
right, peeping
Oh
into
my
windows.
God.
So she
You gotta
goes
tell me
in
that guy, though.
and she's like, she's listening to him, and you just see her face melting, right? She
Yeah.
was like melting, just listening. How could you stay mad at him?
You couldn't. I wouldn't.
No.
You know what I mean? If it was the other way around, I wouldn't stay mad at her. I would just be sure you know what the situation you could have put me in, and then we have to communicate. And that seems to be the situation with the whole episode, like the whole cast. Everybody has to learn to communicate more. You know, when we get out of prison, it's all about, we're thinking about ourselves. And we don't realize, like, when we get into this relationship, it's not just us. There's people we have to care about, and people that we do care about, and we have to think outside of ourselves, you know. And you don't just do that overnight. You don't just conquer that demon overnight, you know. And there's a lot of, you know, you have to get used to the people around you, and you know, walking around in neighborhoods and in grocery stores, not in chow halls.
And they live in a small town, you know, guys. They live in a small town, so temptation is probably everywhere. You know, people that they used to hang out with, you know what I mean? And all that shit is everywhere. So I am proud of Blaine, proud of Lindsay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean too. Like in some of those small towns, where are they at? Mississippi, right?
Yes, Mississippi. Yes,
yeah,
Mississippi.
I guarantee you, them POs up there are probably a little on the rough side. And they have to be.
Yes.
You know, look, I ain't trying to take anybody's side, because I cannot stand some of the law enforcement. We need them. You know, they do. Some of them do good, some of them bad. But I guarantee you, some of them up there are not the nicest people to deal with, because they deal with a lot of rough ass dudes getting out of prison. They get put through a lot of shit, and they probably have a conflicted sense of personality and don't qualify for the job anymore.
Right.
And they probably treat Lindsay bad as fuck, because she used to be bad, you know, and now she's trying to change her life. So I can definitely understand why she flipped out. I don't think she overreacted at all, but I definitely think there's some forgiveness due. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Exactly.
I feel like her going in there and listening to what he said, I feel like she needed to hear that.
Yes, she did.
To hear how important she was to him.
Yeah,
yes.
100%.
100%.
He mean it too. Yep. He definitely meant it. He put it on his grandma and everyone.
They kissed and made up, which was fantastic. And but from we see from the previews next week, Lindsay didn't look happy. Lindsay was kind of throwing a fit and punching things. So
God, don't piss Lindsay off.
Hid something else.
Do not piss Lindsay off.
Yeah, do not piss Lindsay off.
Shit.
But guys,
talk about being on the first 48. Don't get Lindsay and Tayler together.
No, do not. Exactly. Don't get Lindsay and Tayler together, because they will burn shit. They will tie their men to the bed and burn shit. I'm telling you.
He'll be like, Lindsay would be like, no, Tayler, do it like this. And Tayler would be like, yeah, it's a great idea. Oh, no.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I could totally see that. And guys, Lindsay will be my co-host next week.
Oh,
so
God.
You guys got to come back next week. It's going to be me and Lindsay recapping shit. And hopefully
I'll be
Lindsay
somewhere
hasn't
back there doing something, but she'll be here.
Hopefully Lindsay didn't burn anything down, and she'll be back here with me next week to recap. So her and Blaine made up for now, and he agrees to be open and honest about everything. And we'll see, you know, why Lindsay is punching.
You're pushing your boob over, but I'm leaning on it.
You were getting me seasick.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to use a tripod. Okay. So anyway,
Sarah and Sean was skipped this week. Remember, they weren't on this week. So now we are getting to Chance and Tayler. We are finally getting to Chance and Tayler. Yes, Chance, it's your turn on the hot seat. It's the birth scene. And like everybody wants to know why you wanted to rip the baby from Tayler right away.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure they don't have enough time when I'm good at making excuses for everybody. You know why? Because a lot of people let me down in my life, and I make excuses for them. At any rate,
wait,
they film a lot.
Tayler, how long was it from the time they took the baby out of you to the time Chance held the baby?
I got to hold him for a couple minutes.
A couple of
A
minutes.
couple minutes. It was longer than a couple minutes. It was probably about 5 minutes because I had the umbilical cord that I cut off, and I told them that I wanted to save it. They cut all that out, all that conversation we had in between when they pulled the baby out.
So
And I
5
cut the umbilical
minutes.
cord.
It wasn't quite.
Taylor, at least
It wasn't quite 5
You were
minutes,
high as a
but
kite.
they were.
Chance.
I held him the whole time. They were like sewing me up and everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And then they took him from you, gave him to Chance. Chance held him for a bit, and then they took him away, wrapped him up, and did the whole thing.
Well, I
Yeah.
carried him over to the
Yeah.
light and laid him down, and the nurse cleaned him up real quick, and I picked him right back up and brought him back to Tayler and handed him back to her.
I understand where people would be like, I've seen a lot of comments about how people are like upset that he took Mason from me so soon. And like, I did get a couple minutes with Mason, and in Chance's defense, I wanted to hold him badly too. You know what I mean? So I could only imagine how badly he wanted to hold him. So I mean, I can't be mad at him for wanting to hold his baby. I can't.
Oh, I wanted to climb in bed with her and we could have held them together, but she was like, no, don't, because they cut that out too. They just, you have to understand they're trying to fit all of this in, and they're editing, and they do a really good job at what they do get done. And I'm surprised at how good they make it look, but at the same time, they can't fit it all in. They just couldn't fit me talking to the doctor about what I'm going to do with the umbilical cord. And, I even made a joke about eating the placenta too. But they didn't hear that.
The thing I think that upset the fans and that struck me is that what they did put in is, I'm not sure if it was the doctor or nurse making a comment saying, let her hold the baby. Like something to the effect, yes, like there was actually a comment. Tayler, did you see that?
No.
Someone said something to the effect of, let her hold the baby. Like you're like, give me the baby. Yes.
I know
you have to go back and watch it, Tayler. You have to go back and watch it. They put a doctor or a nurse in saying, let her hold the baby. Like they show you holding the baby.
She was like,
we were playing back and forth.
Yeah.
So you have to understand, Mary, and the viewers try to understand this.
Right.
Like I met
this
the doctor.
Is why I want you guys here. Explain.
Okay, I went to every appointment with her. And so I've met the doctor numerous amounts of times, in-depth conversations, joke, we played around a lot, and really great guy. Same thing with the nurses and his the CNA, the head nurse. Is that what she was? What was her name? Yeah, what they call her? She had that tattoo. Pants. Oh yeah, she was amazing. The best. Okay, I mean, comical, just soothing, like make light of every situation and just really comforting. But we were joking around. It might have been her that said that.
I feel like it was.
Yeah.
And I feel like they were just joking around the whole time. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
He was a jokey person. Chance is a very jokey person, even if he's not funny sometimes.
Okay, so we're putting that comment under WeTV doing you dirty with the editing. Because they really made it sound.
Maybe it just happened to fit in there with what they had to put in, and they can't really take those words out. That's why they tell you to turn the music. They'll have us turn music off. And I'm like, why? What? They can't just get the music out of there?
Because
no,
Chance, honestly, to me, it sounded like they were scolding you. Like, let her hold the baby. Like, stop trying to rip the baby from her. That's what it sounded like. It didn't sound like they were joking. Honestly, right. No, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It sounded like they were scolding you, like straight up scolding you. Like, stop trying to rip the baby from her.
You know what else they didn't show? So I almost passed out. I'm standing there, and her sister.
I know you mentioned it.
And but the baby was coming out, and then he went back in, and I said, "It's going back in." And they were like, "Shut up! Don't say that." That's the only time I got scolded. That's the only time I got scolded being there. But I mean,
Okay, so
in the eye of the beholder, people.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, that's what it looked like to us. It looked like to me. a lot of the fan feedback that I've been seeing, it really looked like that they were scolding you. Like, stop
Right.
trying to rip the baby from her. Let her hold the baby and you'll have your turn. So,
Well,
all right, Chance. So you were laid off. Okay. And now what I don't understand is that you're afraid of telling Tayler because she won't let you go look for work.
no. I got some. All right, we're like sliding
Okay,
down.
so talk to me.
Okay, so basically, we had a lot of situations and circumstances that had me going to work late, leaving early. My truck was in the shop. We had our septic back up before Christmas. I missed 5 days of work, and this was a new job, so I just got hired. They already agreed to have me miss days for filming. They were actually gonna participate. And then our heater went out. I had to fix that myself. Like, we don't have thousands of dollars to just throw at the house. I would love to hire somebody, come here and do all this shit so I don't have to do it. I had to do the septic myself. I had to fix the heater myself. The truck went to the shop. Thankfully, I have Route 66. I still had to cover that. Every hit.
Why didn't you tell Tayler the minute you got laid off, when you came home, and you tell Tayler, listen, I lost my job? That's what my husband would do.
I'm sorry, I felt defensive on trying to cover why I got laid off, like, I've never been fired in my life. So not even from a prison job, and that's hard to not do.
But neither has my husband, and my husband would come home and tell me immediately.
The reason why I didn't let Tayler know is because, one, she was pregnant. She's not working. I was the only source of income, and I didn't want her to stress. I wanted to find another job before I told her I switched jobs and what happened. I didn't want her to worry 1 second.
So there's no communication again.
Well, you can say that. And yeah, you're right. You're right. But at the same time, she's pregnant. She's already stressing over things. She's
and you
going through
think
hormones.
Not knowing that you're out of a job is not going to stress her even more?
Well, I mean, look at it like this, Mary. I've been out of prison twice. And each time, my first day out, I've gotten a job. I'm not worried about finding a job. I'm worried about finding the job that I can keep for the rest of my time. I don't like to switch and just jump around. I'm usually that guy that I find a spot, I get there and I stay there. I held a job for 11 years before I went to prison in Florida. It's just, I wanted to make it not worrisome for Tayler. She worries about a lot, and with the kids, worrying about her condition and the baby, if he's going to be okay. The last thing I wanted her to worry about on top of all that stuff before pregnancy was money. And I know it sounds stupid with me saying that because there's scenes of me blowing money, but you have to understand that stuff, that's not all happening at one time. It's like waves in the ocean. Them crests come in slowly, and you're riding them right with us. But what you don't see is what's below the water. And that's what I'm trying to explain right now. So Tayler stressed a lot about, she Googles everything. If she's getting goosebumps, why am I getting goosebumps and I have a headache? But her condition, she was really, really worried.
But Tayler is already stressed, and she calls Bobby to vent. And the number one question that a lot of the fans have, because I put an ask questions for Tayler and Chance sticker on my Instagram story, is how is Bobby doing? How is Bobby doing? How is Bobby doing with her sobriety? A lot of people had questions about why did Bobby leave? What was up with that? Like, they didn't quite understand about, the whole Bobby leaving while you were in labor. So you want to talk about that as much as you can?
Can I say something first, baby, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I ain't gonna take a lot of time, I promise.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, so Taylor's first epidural didn't work. And they were, what was that stuff called that breaks your water and makes you have contractions? But the Pitocin wasn't giving Tayler contractions. Okay. So they told everybody in the room that it could be 12 to 15 hours. Okay. So Bobby probably figured she had time to, go get herself settled in. She just showed up. But that's in Bobby's defense. Now, as you know, I will defend everybody. I'm sorry, baby. Is that okay? Are you comfortable with that? Okay. So, I try to make light of every situation because Bobby is a good woman. Okay. She's a hard worker. She worked every day, even maintaining what she was doing and supporting her boyfriend who didn't do nothing. And that's what I was really pissed about, because he was just laying around the house. I'd go to work. Taylor would be at home with the kids. The boyfriend would be in the bedroom, and Bobby would be at work. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Hold on, no. Because where I come from, if you don't work, you don't eat. All right, period. And that's why I've always, okay, let's go get a job. Let's get a job. Let's do this. Let's hustle that. Let's hustle this. You know, and I seen another comment where they said I was talking to the kid about selling bathwater. No, I was talking to Taylor, you know, and they just shot that in there. It's stupid, but hey, look, it's comical at the same time. I mean, but Bobby, I think she's doing good. She's doing better than, you know, she has been. Since I've gotten out, she's doing better than she has been. Since I was released from prison, what she's doing now is the best I've seen her do. And it's getting better. It's not easy, man. This shit is serious. And people that have never experienced it.
Yes, addiction is very serious.
You know?
Taylor, how's your relationship with Bobby right now? Are you okay with her?
Yeah, like we actually I think the next episode I feel like I can't really give very much away.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If you can't
well, she's already back.
It has been time, like it's been like months. You know what I mean? So naturally things happen over time and they get better. Good.
Okay, good. But it's Chance, everybody wants to know, how do you think going to the bar and playing slot machines are going to solve your problem? And blowing through the money that you don't have is going to solve your problem, and especially listening to your reason for not telling Taylor that you lost your job because you didn't want to stress her out. Then you go to the bar and to the casino and you lose $700.
Right.
I think that's going to stress her out.
There's not a good excuse for that. There's not. The only thing I can say is this. You know, I've had some good experiences at winning. And so I know it's possible. And that's what a lot of addictions, like I'm battling a gambling addiction right now. You know, I want to go because I know in my mind that I can win, but I also know that I can lose. You know what
gambling addiction is no joke, because
nobody knows
you're always chasing that jackpot.
Yeah, you're right. And what nobody knows is this. Last year before Christmas, our plumbing went out, our heat went out, my truck went to the shop for the transmission. That was like $1,700. I missed 3 weeks worth of work too, you know, and we wouldn't have had a Christmas. I went to the casino, as stupid as this fucking sounds. I went to the casino with $40 and hit an $1,800 jackpot. I took pictures of it.
But that's a one-time thing,
that was our Christmas.
Yeah. But
so I'm thinking, hey, look, man, I'm there talking to my buddy, getting some advice, and I seen this machine. I'm like, and I felt lucky. Oh God. You know, so I felt like I might get lucky, but I wanted to have that feeling. I didn't really have it. It was a created feeling.
And you
in
know,
my mind.
gambling and Chance, you have addiction tendencies. I mean,
have an addictive personality, right?
Yes, and gambling, you shouldn't be gambling with an addictive personality. I'm not going to sit here and lecture you like I'm your mother, but I'm not going to sit here and
right, though.
Like we say in New York, cuckoo you either. You know, I mean, if you have an addictive personality, you were addicted to Xanax, you held up a bank while you were high on Xanax, you said it yourself,
that was like
right?
my first time doing Xanax ever. And
okay, but you said it yourself. You have an addictive personality. You shouldn't be gambling because then forget it. That opens up a whole nother can of worms.
Oh God, tell me about it.
Okay, just saying.
I can't say I'm breaking even right now. I mean, the times I won, I needed it, but all these times I've lost, I needed it more. And I'm going to say this to all the viewers out there battling the same thing. Gambling is like having a bird in the hand versus two in the bush. You let the bird in the hand go to try to get the two in the bush, and then you wind up with nothing. So, I mean, Taylor and I, we had this conversation, and we're just going to keep the bird in the hand, and I'm going to give it to her.
You need to keep them on a budget. You need to talk to Sarah, because Sean likes to shop. Sean cannot turn down a good sale. Me and Sarah were talking about this last week on our recap, okay? Sean cannot turn down a good sale. Sarah keeps him on a budget. You need to talk to Sarah. You need to keep his ass on a budget, okay? You need to take all his money, keep his ass on a budget. Now, if you can't answer this, because it's a spoiler, just tell me you can't answer this. Are you currently working?
I can't answer that.
That's fine. Okay, so take his money, okay, and put his ass on a budget. He has an addictive personality. He cannot gamble because he will spend all the money. As we can see, he can't budget for shit. Okay, 3 breakfast sandwiches, 2 sodas, $40 on vapes, this, that. No, you need
That's
to
part of my
budget
addictive
him.
personality too.
Yes,
I want to stop at a
exactly.
store and buy a soda, buy a sandwich, beef jerky, chips, and eat it while I'm driving. Because what I used to do when I drive to work and home from work, I'd smoke about an ounce a day, and drink, beer and shit.
Right, exactly.
So I'm not doing that. So I substitute that with food. People say it looks like I lost weight. Man, I'm 245 pounds right now.
Tayler, you have to put him on a budget. Talk to Sarah. Sarah will tell you all about putting him on a budget. She has Sean on a budget. Okay.
I need one of those credit cards that you get for.
You don't need any more credit cards. No more credit cards.
No.
No.
I
don't want to hear credit cards come out of your mouth. Credit cards, loans, no.
Mary, the cards you can get your kids for tips or for chores tips. Like to put their chore money on.
Yes.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
Get my allowance on my card, baby. Don't block it.
God. All right.
But is there any? So I don't have a list of. I'm glad I can't see the comments. I'm pretty sure everybody's trying to fuck.
I'm gonna look to see if there's any other questions that I can ask you guys. I asked you about whether it's wise for you to gamble because you have addictive tendencies. We asked about Bobby.
I set another record straight. I didn't get this tattoo after I got out. I've had this tattoo. I got this tattoo. All my.
I want to see the wings tattooed on the side of your head. Let me see the side of your head.
Let's see if you can.
Let me see the shit. What is up with that shit? By the way, what made you decide to get that? What is up with that?
Okay, so there is definitely. Hold on, and then the other side is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
The wings are the wings of an angel.
And how much did that cost, by the way?
5 honey buns.
Yeah, I used to do art and shit like that in prison, so I just, I hustle and work it out. But so anyway, my cousin passed away from a drug overdose, and her birthday was one day before mine.
Okay.
And she was 4 years older than me. But we grew up together. I have 6 aunts. My dad was in and out of jail, always running from the cops. We moved a lot, and they were always taking care of me. She was like my sister, and she passed. Let me say this real quick before I finish this, because
no, I'm listening. No.
When you get locked up, when you get out, you're going to see everybody you left.
Right.
Okay. Because you get locked up, you get out, they're there.
Right.
I still haven't coped since I've gotten out with the fact that I'll never see her again. And how she passed away, when I seen Bobby when I got out, and I seen what was going on, I ain't no fucking idiot, bro. I used to do this shit all day. I used to get high for 2 weeks at a time.
Right.
We used to walk around and say if they put vitamins in beer, we'd never have to eat. Okay. So anyways, my cousins, which I do have 38 cousins, female cousins. I proved it to Tayler. She didn't believe me either. I've got a huge family. We're all just whatever. So they would always pray that the angels would fight my demons. That way they don't come out. And that the angels would protect me from the demons trying to come in. So they were always so sweet. They never got high. Everybody I know, like, is either like down south where I used to live, you know, Fort Lauderdale, Broward, you know, Tampa, West Palm, all over. Everybody I know, all my family members are on drugs. And when I was the one on drugs, they never got high.
Addiction is sad. Addiction.
They were there for me. You know, they were there for me though. And they would talk sweetly and just try to, you know, talk sense into my head. And you know, I was just selfish and stubborn. It may seem like I'm still being selfish, but if you knew me then, please, man, y'all ain't got a clue. So I don't have to hide shit. It's all in the front. Exactly. All I gotta say is this: look, they needed me, and I wasn't there because I was too busy doing my shit, and that hurts. You know, maybe things could have been different if I was there for them. So at any rate, the moment I found out what happened, like it took me 5 minutes. I drew this up, and as soon as they opened the doors, I went 3 doors down and talked to my partner. He threw a gun together, and we tattooed this on my head in 6 hours. Okay, it was in the morning. I came out. I had it drawn up. We started, went to another lockdown, came out, started, went to another lockdown, came out, finished it. And it still needs shading. I mean, yeah, some people may say it looks like shit, but guess what?
It's for your cousin that passed away, and it's a memory, and it means something to you.
Yeah, it's an angel kneeling down praying, and another angel standing behind her with 2 swords fighting, you know, to fight any demon. So she's praying, and the fingers are so on the top of my head. Right. There's 3 demon faces trying to come out. Okay. And so you can see their eyes, and there's the hands trying to pull the wings apart. I'm not gonna lie, man. Yeah, there's a monster inside of me, and he's always trying to get out. You know, I've never had a domestic violence. Tayler will tell you. She starts on her bullshit. I'll fucking leave. I'll get in my truck and go. I'll call somebody to come get me. Okay, which, I mean, this shit's gonna get worse before you see it getting better. I'm obviously painted in a very bad light. Do I give a fuck? No, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. Okay, because I've already let all the people down that I care about. Now, I would love, and I'm working on it. I'm getting better every day, man. I am. I used to cuss all the time. I don't hardly curse at all. I say some ignorant stuff sometimes, and I try to joke and whatever, make light, because inside, I still hate myself.
The fans want to know how your son is doing. Ethan, what's up with him?
You know, my son, he's turned out really good because he wasn't in my life. If I would have been in his life, as toxic as I was, man, there ain't no telling what would have happened. But who knows? If he would have been in my life, if his mother wouldn't have, I mean, I can't blame anybody for my choices. I scared the shit out of her. She left, took the kids. She was not wrong for that. But if she would have put her fucking foot down, like nobody in my family ever fucking stood up to me and told me what to do. I had to figure it out myself. You know, I started pouring concrete when I was 12. I paid my own goddamn rent at my dad's house. Okay, when I was 13. You know, I mean, I bought my own groceries and shit, dude. It's like I worked in the summer and went to school, you know, on school when the season started, whatever the fuck it's called. I mean, the bottom line is like, I'm trying my best and I don't get everything right. And then you get out of prison, they put these fucking cameras in your face, you know, and you just try. Like,
Chance, how many years has it been since you've been out of prison?
It's been, let's see, when I got out, was it 21 or 22? I don't even fucking know when I got out.
It's been a year and a half.
I try to think of it like a bad dream because I have so much PTSD, dude, from like the shit I've seen in there, shit I've seen happen to people, you know, and you never know what's coming your way. So you got to be ready for that mentally. Like this could happen tomorrow. So you got to prepare yourself mentally, come out and walk the yard and go to the chow or go collect your money that motherfuckers owe you and shit. I mean, it's like, So when they come with the cameras, I mean, yeah, I act a little goofy and I'm trying to just not appear to be like, to make it look even worse on Tayler, you know? But inside, man, there's also like this, I'm very compassionate, you know? I care about people's feelings. Like I care about Taylor's feelings, even though it might not seem like it, like it's out of love. That's like tough love. Like I showed Bobby, man, people might not, and they probably still don't agree with it, but what would you choose? Okay. Your own son over your other son. Okay. If you have a kid in the house getting high, what do? You want to know what my dad did? I was 15. I got kicked out, rented my own place. I got kicked out of school, you know, when I was 15, started working full time, and shit's not easy, but look, you have to make a decision. And those decisions aren't always easy. And I made the best one possible. I built that fucking garage in 2 hours. I'm not a drywall guy. I hung that shit by myself. Tayler could help me. She was watching the kids. And she did help with the mudding. Like this girl, she's, man, I'll bring her on any job.
Tayler could get her hands dirty.
Oh, she will. Yeah, she'll, yeah,
Tayler,
y'all already know.
do you have anything else you want to say about this episode? Because I know you're tired. I have a tooth infection. I know you have a big. Oh yeah, man, my tooth has been. I'm getting the tooth pulled on Tuesday. You have no idea. I know you have the baby. You're tired. You've been yawning. Do you have anything else you want to say about this episode?
No, I think it was a good episode, and I can't wait for next week. But
yeah,
like,
I mean, I want to see what Lindsay's flipping out about.
Yeah,
me too.
I kind of fear for Blaine's safety. What do you think?
I hope she doesn't overreact though and wind up violating her parole. You know, that's all. I mean, it ain't worth it. You got too much going on for yourself. If you're watching, Lindsay, it's too late now. You did whatever you did, and obviously, it is what it is.
So that's where we are. Thank you guys so much for joining me and for clearing up as much as you could, because we still are in the middle of the season.
Oh, I probably just made everybody hate me worse.
And listen,
like,
Chance,
I'm good at that. I'm hard
you try
to
to clear it up, and people will take it at face value. You know, they hear it out of your mouth, and that's the best way to hear it, is directly out of your mouth, right?
Man,
Instead
you sound
of
like the fucking detective that got me to confess.
yeah, that's me. I'm a fucking detective.
No, Mary, don't be offended. I was just poking at you.
No, I don't mind. Hey,
I'm not good at exposing my emotions. You know, like my son.
you're
I'm
like
so
Marcelino that bottles it all up, right?
It's hard. It's hard.
And
to
then
talk
when it
about
comes out, it just
when you don't have nobody to share it with. Like I never had a mom growing up, and you know that's all I want. I want to break this generational curse. I want my son to have a father and a mother, you know, and I want my kids that I didn't have in, you know, I wasn't there for them in their childhood, but I can be there for them now. I want them to come up here. You know, I would love them to come up here.
Yeah, he has tried multiple times. Like
We're
he
working on
tries
it.
to talk Ethan into moving.
Oh,
out here.
Ethan, we can't talk about it because I don't know if there's how's the NDA goes. We can't talk about what they're doing or what they may do or what they may try to do. It's like, huh? It's like Twilight Zone shit.
hey.
So at any rate, man, I mean, hopefully I didn't do nothing with all this, you know, a lot. I don't know, like my mom, I just met her and shit. I mean, there's a lot going on in here for just myself. But you know where I spend my Christmas? With Tayler and her family.
Because that's where you want to be, right?
Yeah, that's where I want to be. But I want to be with my family too.
Well, you got to find a way to balance it.
Yeah, I'm fucking 1,900 miles away. I mean, I just wish I could, you know, outer body experience.
Well,
or
you got to figure it out somehow, Chance. You got to figure it out. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, Mary. Well, thanks for making me cry.
Sorry.
Said I'd never do it again, damn it.
Sorry.
Another lie.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tayler. Give
Bye,
the baby
Mary.
a kiss
Bye,
for me.
everybody. Peace out. And my only regret is I didn't tell enough people to fuck off.
You're an idiot.
Join me next week, everybody. Lindsay will be here. Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.